Hello, hello, hello. Thank you guys for tuning in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is a rare, never before happened live broadcast on the Confetti Collective page. Welcome in. If you are catching this on the replay, please share this broadcast, spread the word, because this is an important topic that we're going to be discussing this evening. And I want to make sure that as many of you get this content as needed. This is a conversation that I definitely think we need to have as a community, as a people, period, as human beings. There's just been a lot happening in the world. Just think about this week that's kind of made me realize that we can't continue to avoid this conversation. So if you missed the word, if you missed the news, if you haven't been paying attention to anything that's going on all week, this fashion designer, Kate Spade, died by suicide earlier this week. I believe it was Monday. And after that, after the news of Kate Spade came out, I actually did a broadcast, just a quick broadcast, just reminding and encouraging all of us to check on each other, not to assume that somebody has it together simply because they look a certain way, or we think a certain way about them. But I wanted to make sure that we all were reminded that we need to be looking out for each other. So that was earlier this week. And then today, this morning, to wake up and hear the news of Anthony Bourdain, just again kind of reaffirmed the need to have this conversation and to do what we need to be doing. We can't continue to kick this can down the road. We can't continue to avoid this conversation. And me, being the non-mental health professional that I am, I wanted to make sure that we had this conversation with somebody that was credible, somebody that is a professional, somebody that does this for a living, because I feel that part of my responsibility with having this platform is not to just talk about the superficial things and the fun things. And I like the fashion and the hair and all that stuff as much as the next person. But people are hurting. And it is, I wear that responsibility wholeheartedly, because I recognize that people are hurting. So we're going to have a chat tonight. This is Therapy Talk. So welcome to Therapy Talk. If you have never been to this page before, if somebody that cares about you shared this broadcast with you, my name is Mo James, and I'm the founder and chief creativity officer of the Confetti Collective. And we focus, our mission is to inspire confidence in women and girls. So it just makes sense that we would have this conversation after the Kate Spade thing, and now even more so that we've seen this happen twice. And there's probably been countless other people that have families that are left grieving right now, and we don't even know those people's names. So welcome to the broadcast. Welcome to the chat. If you guys have comments, just type them below in the chat box. Like I said, share this broadcast. I'm going to bring our guest on, Xkizin Wright, who, you know what, I need to pull up her bio. I just realized I don't have it up in front of me. So like I said, after the news of Kate Spade, I really wanted to continue the conversation. So I reached out to my social. Okay. Hold on, Xkizin. Let me get you up. Let me pull Xkizin on so we can jump into this conversation. I'm gonna make me small and make you big. Hello, Xkizin. Thank you for joining us.
Hello. Thank you for inviting me.
So yeah, like I was saying, you guys, I sought out, I put the call out in my social networks for a mental health professional to come on and just have this conversation with us. And Xkizin, we are in a community together already, and we just connected, and she's here. So thank you again. Yeah. I'm so grateful just to have you, to give us a half hour of your time to have this conversation, and and just help. My goal is to just help us be more whole, in whatever way, shape, or form that needs to happen. So, Xkizin, please introduce yourself, and then let's jump into this conversation. I'll be monitoring the comments. You guys, if you have questions, just drop them in, and we'll tack them on at the end.
Yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And also, I'm on my page too, because I wanted to include my peeps with this interview too. So if I'm looking up and down, that's why. And if I'm silent with my people, because she was talking and she was introducing me and what she was doing. So I am Xkizin Wright, the entrepreneur therapist. And what I do currently is I work with teams and their families. And what I help them with is at-risk youth and mental health. So I am a mental health, or MFT, which is a marriage and family therapist intern, or now associate. And I'm currently working towards my hours to get my license. So I'm here to start the conversation so that we can continue this conversation about mental health, because mental health is so dear to my heart. It's so dear to my heart, and it's so important for us to really have these conversations. And I've learned, as I continue to learn and understand about mental health, people don't like to talk about this. People really don't like to talk about mental health because you really can't see it, and kind of uncomfortable. It's kind of uncomfortable to talk about emotions, to admit that I'm sad or I'm scared or I'm fearful. Any emotions that are typically negative outside of happy and angry is really not acceptable. And I really feel that is an issue. That is definitely an issue, because we need to start embracing all emotions as humans, because we have them. We have them because listen to when I found out Kate Spade committed suicide. And then Anthony, I'm going to butcher his name. I think it's Bourdain. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Anthony. And then also even thinking about as far as even Robin Williams. And just think about those situations. And you often think, okay, they're rich or they're well known. What are they stressing about? What are they worried about? They should be happy and excited. But in actuality, we never really know what's going on behind closed doors. And honestly, as I was really preparing and thinking about what am I going to talk about, and what is really important is really starting from when we're young and starting with our teens and kids, and really letting them know that all emotions are fine. All emotions are fine, because oftentimes I hear parents say, oh, what does my teen have to stress about? They have no bills, but they have expectations. They have to not only deal from society, but also their parents. They have school stress. Now it's social, seeing other teens being bullied. So they have other stresses that might not seem big, or teens that are not emotionally stable and emotionally mature. So they really don't know how to deal with that. So it's very important to start while we're young and really express the importance of embracing and processing all emotions. That's where I think it really starts, because many times they feel, I believe, people feel, okay, I can only be happy or I can only be angry. I can't show these emotions. And because it bottles up, it eventually boils over. It really boils over. And especially depression. Depression can look so many. So if you're like, or what can it look like? So depression could be if you're isolating yourself, if you're happy one minute, another, and you don't know why. If you continue to avoid situations that you used to, if you sleep a lot, or if you sleep too much or too less. So it's really being aware, and there's so much more, but are you, or is your life from what it was before? And really being aware and tracking that, because oftentimes we get moving, and we think, we wonder, okay, what's really going on? So that's when we really need to stop and track what's going on to get a better understanding of if we have depression or a possibility, and really think about that and know that it's okay to have those emotions, and it's okay to seek out help, because that's typically are fearful that, oh, if I show that I'm not all together, or if I don't have it all together, what will people think about? And what we should be thinking about is they're human. They're human just like you and me. I have stress, you have stress. So it's really knowing that and really embracing that and really encouraging family members, if you see something's off, checking up on them, asking them, are you okay? And really not just ignoring. And I know I've heard it, being a Christian and Baptist, just pray about it. But it's faith without works is dead. So pray and do something about it. If it's seeking a therapist, journaling, there's so many things and so much resources out there to help with mental health. So we need to really start talking about this so it'll become more natural and more comfortable to talk about it. Because yes, we don't see it, but it doesn't mean it's not there. Because we take care of our physical body. We get physicals, we get shots, we eat, we exercise, but we forget to take what's most important to us is our mind. Right. And our mental health, because our mental health controls everything. Because if your mind, if it's toxic, if you're sad, if you're depressed, if you're angry, that can really impact your physical being. So it's very important to take care of the what is it called? I'm going blank on the computer, the main drive.
Right, so, right.
You know, the main drive of the computer. You know what I'm saying. But really taking care of that, because that is like the heart of you. So that's what I wanted to really express today, is the importance of really taking the time to take care of our mental health and really supporting our friends, conversations, because it's going to keep on happening. There is no way to get around mental health or mental illness, because it's happening. Because if you have a brain, if you're breathing, you're susceptible to getting a mental illness, and it's very important to take care of our mental health. So that's also resources. If you have a loved one, or if you're not sure, and if you want to educate yourself, there is NAMI, which stands for the National Alliance of Mental Illness, and that's like all over the United States.
Everywhere.
Because they have support groups for family members and also yourself if you want to educate. And if you don't know what educate yourself, they have resources. And not only that, talk to a therapist. Just because you talk to a therapist does not mean you're crazy. Let me say that again. Just because you seek out a therapist does not mean you are crazy. It means that you take care and you really care about your mind and you really love yourself. That's what that means. You want to get another opinion or get another perspective to figure out, okay, what's going on? How can I be the best version of myself? Mm-hmm. That is what a therapist and seeking out a therapist is. It's not saying, oh, something's wrong with me or I'm crazy. No, it's saying you just need a little extra support and another perspective. That is what that's saying. And if you are looking for a therapist, I would say I'm offering and I'm open to see clients, but not yet because I'm not a licensed therapist. But there is psychology today, and you could Google that and look for a person in your area that fits you, that everything that they handle or they deal with, such as depression, anxiety. So really for you to figure out, okay, what am I looking for? So do you want somebody who really listens, or there's so many theories and so many ways individuals can help you. And if you need more information as far as, okay, how do I pick a therapist? You can reach out to me and I can help you with that. So yeah, psychology today. And then the last one is I'm learning about apps. There is a Stop, Breathe, and Think app that is absolutely amazing. What it is, it helps with like meditation, and it really gives you the opportunity because it talks about it asks you how you feel, what are you feeling in your body, and then it gives you suggestions as far as body scans or breathing exercises. So it really helps with that also. And meditation, and I truly believe even meditation and centering yourself and really taking the time out for yourself is important to be able to not only deal with the world, but also deal with what's going on. And it's very important to process emotions, not ignore emotions, because many times that individuals are like, no, don't feel that. Oh, it's uncomfortable. But it's take over your life because you chose not to do anything about it, or just ignore them or stuff them down, because stuffing down your emotions is the worst thing you can do. Is the worst thing you could do. And honestly, seeking out help is not about anybody around you. It's about yourself. What do you want for yourself? What kind of life do you want to live? How do you want to show up in the world, in your life, as a woman, as a male, as a sister, as a brother, as a mom, as a father? How do you want to show up will determine, okay, what do I need to show up that way and get that extra support? So that's what touched on everything, and correct me if I'm wrong, or if you want me to add something, but that's the gist of this, because this topic is so like broad, and we could talk about so much for hours and hours. But I feel the most important thing right now is really having these conversations and knowing that it's okay to seek out help. It is okay. It is okay to seek out help, and know that, and be okay to do that. And I know in River, California, there's 211 211, and that could provide you with other mental health services. So really ask around, ask in your city. All cities typically have them. The directories or information, your insurance should have them. So really look at it as a tune-up, not something's wrong. Be proactive, not reactive. And take care of your mind like you That was quick. That was 15 minutes.
Really struck me. The first thing when you said, people tend to not get treatment because they're worried about what people are going to think of them. And that made me think of, the days that are, that passed since Kate Spade, stories are coming out, and somebody, I don't remember what I was watching or what I was reading, somebody in her family or somebody had said, well, she'd been suffering from depression and different forms of mental illness for years. And she was going to treatment, but was trying to keep it a secret, or wasn't taking the meds or stuff like that. So I think that as people, because normally we focus a lot, and we direct a lot of the talk to the people that might be suffering, and I think we kind of want to take a holistic approach to this conversation and think about, yes, we tell the person, okay, if you are suffering, this is the number, Suicide Prevention Lifeline. I've been hearing that all week. What can those of us that are the friends, like, you never want to focus on how one of my friends said this, and it was so eloquent, and I loved it. She said it. It was like, honor their existence instead of their passing, or something like that. So we don't want to only focus on how they left here. However, there is a lesson, I believe, in what led them to that choice. So what can those of us that are supporters, the people, those of us that, we might have a friend or a cousin or somebody, and we're like, you know what, after you running down kind of those changes, their behavior has changed. They're sleeping more. They're sleeping less. There's been something different about that person. What can we do to support them in choosing to get the help?
I would say that's a really good question. And that's what I was talking about with really teaching and starting young, and really expressing the importance of embracing all emotions. Because oftentimes I come across teens and their families where they're like, oh, why are they feeling? They shouldn't be feeling this way. They have no stresses. They have no worries. And that continue hearing that is like, okay, I shouldn't have those feelings. So with teens, it looks like anger. For adults, it looks like closing off and isolating themselves because they've heard it so much, like, my feelings don't matter. So why am I going to say anything? Why am I going to say anything? Why would I speak up? Why would I seek help if I'm not allowed to feel this way? So it's really starting with that and really checking ourselves and our, like, okay, are we stuffing down emotions, or are we telling them, oh, just pray? Or are we ignoring them, or just seeing what we want to see instead of really asking, are you okay? Or what's going on? Or really stepping out of our own life sometimes to pay attention to our loved ones. Because sometimes the life gets so busy where we're so focused on bills or family or children or whatever, business or life or your job, where we tend to ignore emotions and the changes in people. So really stepping back and, like, I haven't seen this person in a while, or I just need to check on her. And even just saying, hey, how you doing? Not even really, not like how that you matter and I see you. And start from there. And really, once they feel comfortable enough and they get support, and then it's like, okay, maybe, and you can say, maybe I'm not the person I don't have those answers, or I don't know how to answer that. Maybe seeking out help, such as Psychology Today, or step out for them and see, okay, maybe contact this person, or maybe go to NAMI, is really knowing and letting them know that you have their back and it's okay to seek out help, but also knowing out help. That's another thing they will have to want to, but having the support and the encouragement makes it a little easier, and just knowing, and also sometimes listen to everything out in the world, because there's always something negative, and really being that positive vibe or that positive light for them, because sometimes that's what they need. So it's really being more aware and encouraging and being present, and recognizing maybe I can't help you this way, maybe seeking out a different way, or let's work together and seeking out a different way to seek out this help, because I love you and I care, and I want you to be happy. Really embracing that, and really talking to them and supporting and walking with them if they need to, holding their hand if they need to, or just be there until they're ready to hand and say, I need help. Yeah. So that's what I feel we need to really start having the conversation about all emotions, and really not just choosing happy and angry and that's it, and you can't be anything else. So it's really that, and really talking about that. And if a person's sad, okay, let them process it. Okay, what are you sad about? What's going on? And let them vent and let them talk, because sometimes even talking to just a friend, that helps. It's just, I believe when they feel it's not okay to have those feelings, that's when they start hiding. That's when they start using drugs or cutting. That's when they use, because I'm not allowed to feel this, so let me do it a different way, and because I can't talk to anybody because they'll judge me, or they'll think I'm crazy, or they'll just tell me to get over it. So really just opening up the dialogue and having the conversation, opening the communication, knowing that, and let them know it's okay. I'm not going to judge you. This is a safe place for you to share what's going on.
I mean,
and being that example too.
You said everything that you said just made me think, be their soft place to land.
Yes, so just, exactly.
Hey, whatever, it's like, whatever it is, we'll be okay. You can talk about that stuff. You can voice those things. And what's so funny, as women, we kind of do that organically. You can walk into a public bathroom, during an event, and women will be in there talking about bra straps and panty liners and all kinds of stuff. We do that. We will do that, but we stop short of even with our close friends. It kind of seems like we stop short of being like of talking about those unauthorized emotions. you know. I love that you said that all emotions are fine. And it also made me think of, as a parent, I'm a parent of a preteen. So now it's even making me be more aware and thinking, okay, am I saying things, whether intentionally or otherwise, that is creating that perception that she can't feel certain things, or she's not allowed to voice certain emotions. Like, now I know I'm going to walk away from this with that higher level of awareness and make sure that whatever the thing is, whatever that feeling is, we'll deal with it together instead of making that thing not be okay.
Yes.
I love that.
It really stems from how we were raised, how our family treats emotions, what we see our parents, how they deal with their emotions. Did you only see anger, or did you see just being stepped all over, or did you see all of them, or did you just see happy? So it's really modeling and really paying attention and sitting down and saying, okay, what's going on? Like, we could process this and know that it's okay.
That's good. That is so good. That's more than the whole. Somebody in my timeline posted today that she was at a point where she was suicidal. She was having suicidal thoughts, and she said, "I wasn't in those moments. I wasn't thinking about a phone number to call." She said, "What helped me see my way out or figure my way out was getting a phone call from somebody that said, 'You were on my mind. What's up?'" And really kind of helping her come out of it. And I think that is so. It's the simplest thing we can do, and I think it's because it's so simple we forget to do that. We forget to be like, "Hey, man, whatever it is that you are feeling, it'll be okay. We can work through it. We can work through it together." So yes, that is so good. That is so good.
And also by reaching out to that friend, that's saying that somebody cares and somebody is thinking about you, because oftentimes it's like, oh, nobody's thinking about, nobody will miss me. So it's really, because you're right, in that midst of thinking about suicide and attempt, they are thinking about, I want this emotion, this hurt, this pain to stop. That's the only thing they're thinking about right now. So it's really important, because for me, I continue to work on it. If I have somebody that pops up to my head, I send a text or I call. It pops up, and then it pops up, but we don't do anything. We don't do anything. And just think, if we started actually doing things when a certain name or a certain person popped into our head, you can save that person's life. Yes. Or just put a smile on their face, or just be that little encouragement or that little oomph they needed throughout the day. It take but a hot second to send out a text. And even a call, it could be a short call, say, hey, I'm in between stuff, or I just wanted to give you a quick call to say I was thinking about you, just checking up on you, and that's it. So it's really just paying attention to that and really spending a hot second, even on the toilet. Everybody got time on the toilet. So
you check your phone in the bathroom anyway.
Everybody needs to use restroom. So it's just important to really know that and really utilize that and really start. And I'm talking to you and talking to myself. Get better at that, because people are struggling and suffering in silence. And it's sad that they feel like the only way to get out of it is either self-harm or ending their life. When actually there's other ways. And also I didn't add, and I want to add, sometimes we try to encourage ourselves, or we try to do things, if it's depression or just a mental illness or with our mental health, but we can't get out of it. So the important thing is also to seek out a doctor or a psychiatrist, because it could also be a chemical imbalance. It could be a chemical imbalance, or you might need to change your diet, because food does impact, music does impact your mood. Movies do impact your mood. So it's really important to think about, okay, what am I feeding my mind? What am I feeding my mental state? Because music can get you down and it can make you happy. So what are you really feeding yourself? And also if things, but nothing's changing, you might have a chemical imbalance, because that does happen. That does happen, where it could be a change of diet that's needed or medication. And medication is okay. It just means you just need a little extra help to live life. That's
Right.
all that means. So looking at it that way, if you've tried things and really think, okay, could it be, and just check to rule out stuff and be like, okay, it's not a chemical imbalance, or it's not that. So I know I could just keep on doing what I'm doing, and eventually it'll get better.
That's good. The chemical imbalancing, when you said, I was like, just like any other ailment, people start, every time I eat pineapples, my fingers turn red and swell. Well, you probably need to stop eating, like, that is a symptom of something. So you have to remove that. That is so, yes. Yes. I think just as a whole, we have to get away from that stigma of the whole seeking help, because your brain is a part of your body just like everything else. And when some people will go to the doctor for a broken fingernail, but we'll be walking around here having these thoughts and think we can just pray that away, or we can just, you know what, I'm just not going to have those thoughts today. No, go to the doctor. Go to the doctor for that too. And then, I love that. Just that reminder for those of us that want to support our family, our friends, the people that we care about and love, just to let them know that whatever it is, whatever that range of emotions are, or those thoughts, they're not going to be judged for speaking it, because it's only through that the healing comes.
Yes, that is true. That's the only way. Going through it, processing to get through it, is how you overcome it. Right. There is no way around it. Because stuffing it down does not work. Stuffing it down is like putting a lid on a boiling pot of water. It'll boil over. Yes. That's the only thing about stuffing down your feelings. That's what's going to happen. There's no way, no if, ands, or buts. No, it's going to happen. It might not happen tomorrow or in a week or in a month. It can happen years from now. Mm-hmm. And who knows what that's going to look like. So it's really important to look at the root to your sadness or your anger or whatever emotion that's reoccurring, that's interrupting your life. Really looking at, okay, what is the root of it, so you can address the root, so you can better deal with what is going on and that emotion, so you can be the best version of yourself.
I love that. I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much. I was thinking this morning, I said, we might have to do this like monthly or something. I don't know. We might have to figure out something. This is such an important, we shouldn't even have to make a big deal about having these conversations.
It should be natural. It should be normal. It should be comfortable.
The bra panty liner conversations. That's what these like, But I'm just so grateful, for you just giving of your time and letting us just kind of sharing your expertise with us. Chini says, good advice. Yes. All of it is it's information that we need, because we are bombarded by so many things today. While you were saying how the diet and everything like that interferes, and you were talking about the movies and music, I was thinking, don't get me started on social media. Okay. That is a whole different monster. That is an entirely different monster. So we definitely have to be as intentional about our mental health as we are about everything else. We dedicate a lot of time to hair and nails and lashes, and going to the gym. We need to be as intentional about what's going on in our most important muscle. That organ, that brain. We got to make sure that we are good. So Xkizin, thank you so very much just for being here. For sharing your expertise with us. I'm gonna say this publicly. I'm looking forward to us doing more things together, some way, shape, or form. I'm looking forward to this. So where can people find you until the next time they see you here? Where can they go to find you?
I am on Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, and it's all Xkizin, my name. Xkizin, Xkizin, and also xkizin.com. That's my website. So you can find me. I'm the only Xkizin in the world. So if you Google Xkizin, I will show up.
I'm typing this in right now so it can be posted in the comments.
And I do have an option on my website for a 15-minute free consultation, and I still do that. And also, if you don't want to go to my website, you could direct message me on Facebook or Instagram, and we can set that up also for a 15-minute no consultation talk with me.
That is awesome. That is awesome. I'm going to pop that up. 15-minute free consultation. That's good. That's long enough for somebody to be able to say, maybe I do need therapy. Maybe I do need to dedicate some more time to this portion of my wellness, because that's what it is. It's a part of wellness. So,
yes, it is.
Thank you again, Xkizin. I am so glad to have had you on this broadcast. Looking forward to us doing more things together, having more conversations. I thank you again so much.
Thank you for the opportunity.
All right, guys. So if you have any questions, if you're watching this on a replay, drop your questions, drop your comments below. All of Xkizin's contact information is posted. The website, get your free 15-minute consultation, and follow her across all of the social platforms. So I will catch you all later. You know what I like to say. You've been inspired, uplifted, and encouraged during this broadcast. It is my hope, at least. Go out and inspire, uplift, and encourage somebody else. Spread it, because there's a lot of other things going around. Let's be intentional about spreading goodness and positivity and light. So thank you guys so much. Catch you later. Bye.